This is why I need to get a production cart like everybody else, because I've got to carry this in, the C-stand, a tripod, my light dome, and my FX6. So yeah, putting that on a cart would be nice. So if you know any good carts, good recommendations, let me know. I'm really getting to the point where I'm enjoying doing these vlogs, but it's also opening me up to be able to meet other filmmakers, specifically in the Dallas area. And if you weren't a part of the DFW filmmaker meetup that Moorfield put on, definitely make sure you get to the next one. It's super valuable for local filmmakers and photographers to get together and to just start adding to your resource pool. We have a DFW filmmaker Instagram group that I started off of the advice from David, and it has been super valuable in just like asking questions about gear, about how to contract yourself for shoots, about how to get clients. And it's nice to just kind of see everybody come together and not treat each other like competition, but more like co-workers. So my buddy S is someone I've worked with for about 4 or 5 years now, and he's in the last vlog where I was at the wedding, and he is very understanding of technical stuff that I am not. And for this shoot, I was asked to mix into the board so I can capture the presentation for the person I'm here shooting. I thought I knew what to do, and I get here with the right equipment and had no idea how to set it up once I got going. And I was able to call him. He was able to walk me through how to do it and show me what I needed to plug in where to capture that audio. And without him, I don't know that I would have been able to figure it out. It wasn't exactly an easy question for me to Google just to figure that out, because they had the mix board, then they had a couple different receivers that was sending out audio to the lav mics they were using. I had never plugged into a receiver before like this. I didn't even think to look there. He was able to show me real quick, and I was able to get on with the shoot and capture what I needed to do. So as far as what the shoot is, it's nothing crazy that I haven't done before of just filming a speaker. The only thing about this shoot is it became a logistical scheduling nightmare. People who were supposed to be speaking at the event had flights delayed. They weren't showing up till the next day. My call time was 10:30. I got there at 10, and the guy I was supposed to be filming that day had spoken at 9 because they had to move him up. So I was being hired by another person to basically fill in for this day. And my deliverables were B-roll, couple testimonials, the person I needed to capture speaking, and then getting the audio through the mix board. I did capture the audio through the mix board, but I also mic'd up the speaker through the camera using my DJI Lav mic kit, and it sounded way better in my opinion. So I advised the editor to just use that instead. So I set up my A7S III on the gimbal, which there wasn't a whole bunch of B-roll to capture. I just kind of captured some of the banners, a couple people, and that was really about all I could do. And then the FX6 was staged in the back on a tripod, and whenever the person who was talking was up there, I just followed him around for his 1-hour presentation. So one of the deliverables was to get an interview with both of the founders of this company, and that is what I'm doing right here. I got some advice the other day actually about setting up your light at about a 45-degree angle from your subject to create shadow on one side of the face, and I had never heard that before. So I'm constantly learning by being around other filmmakers. And so I set up my aperture 200X. I have the FX6 routed into the DJI Lav mic, and then I set up my Shinobi to be for social media because that is where the bulk of this content is going to go. I was actually pretty happy with what I was able to pull off within the confines of being in a orange hotel room. So this is day one of what was supposed to be only a 1-day shoot, and I was supposed to be there from 10:30 to 3. But again, because of the scheduling conflict, I ended up being there from 10 to 1. And then asked to come back the next day. Obviously, I charged more to do that, and then be there from 9 to 1 as well. But just out of full transparency, I actually ended up charging less than I normally would to come on the second day. The guy that hired me does events pretty often, and it's somebody that I thought if I could come through on this one, give all the deliverables, and then give a little extra, that it would open me up to more opportunities in the future. This isn't something I'm always going to be willing to do, but when someone is professional and has a great track record, that's the type of people I want to be in the good graces with. Being able to come through, deliver quality product at a fair price for both of us only ensures that I will probably be asked to come again next time if another shoot were to come up that he can't fulfill. So the last thing I had to do before wrapping set was to get about 8 to 10 testimonials. They said they were good with 5. I wanted to shoot for about 10 just to, again, over deliver. So here I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to set up this light at a 45-degree angle. I decided to pull the testimonials out into the hallway, one for sound purposes,
And 2, just to change up the background from the day before. I like the long angle of a hallway. I also kind of like the softened lighting coming in. It really just kind of filled in the room, got rid of some of that orange lighting. So since there were so many testimonials I needed to get through, I didn't have time to sit there and mic everybody up and go through all that. So I'm using this DJI Lav Mic kit like holder that basically acts as a microphone. S actually gave it to me, and it works perfect for stuff like this. And I also noticed that it makes the people who are on camera feel a little bit better because they have something to do with their hands. This is the first time I had to have a stinger, but I've had this in the truck for a couple months now. And I mean, it's like a $20 purchase, and I knew that at some point it would come in handy, and I finally got to use it. And if I didn't have it, I would have had to basically position my entire set around where I could plug in, versus being able to make my set and then just find a place to plug in with the stinger. So